draw a zombie shark. I'm going to draw the shape with a Sharpie marker pen, just like that. I'm not going to use a pencil, I'm just going to draw the shape because we can sort everything out and zombify it later on. So what I'm going to do is just going to start with the head or the nose part there, and just maybe leave a gap there because the teeth are going to be there. I've got like a reference image to the side of me, so I'm just referring to that. Maybe that's what you might do if you're drawing this, or follow along with this. And I've got the mouth there on the bottom, jaw, and I'll just leave some intentional gaps there so I can add the teeth in or whatever I want there. Slight bump there. Fin. Another fin there. And don't forget the one on the other side, which will be slightly smaller because it's at the other side. And there's little tiny fins there. Let's draw the back tail fin. Usually, like on a great white anywhere, the fins are equal to the tail, you know, roughly. So there. And then draw the rest of the body. So there we've got our basic shape. Maybe draw in the black eye because we can zombify that as well later on. And that's it with a Sharpie marker. I'll get a thinning pen and we'll begin to add some more detail and see what we can come up with. Right, now I've zoomed in slightly, you can see this bit here will be like the gum line. So I'm just like adding little details, and some teeth will be here and some will be missing. Just adding like more lines just to try and go with the shape of the sort of the you know, design of the thing. I'm just going to do a line which will act as a guide for the actual colouring later on, and this top part will all be grey, like a grey colour, including the top of the fins as well. So that might come round there, maybe disappear off, and maybe all the tail and the fins will be all like grey coloured, and that'll be like white really. Well, as white as I can do when it's a zombie shark. So now we can just start adding the rest of the teeth. We leave a few gaps again. Add some dark areas. I think there's going to be some holes in the shark as well, like big clumps of flesh missing. Maybe a little dark and all that, maybe it's like rotten. There's like rotten stuff coming off it. And that eye will just come back to, maybe it's got like white cloudy bits on the eye. Maybe do that, you know, with the colour in later on. You can maybe add like chunks missing out the fins. It's always a good idea. But always try and add like the fleshy lines around it so it doesn't look, I don't know. So yeah, just make it up as you're going along. You can draw your shark however you want. There's plenty of pictures on Google to, you know, try and copy or something. But the, you know, chances of finding like a zombie shark image, you know, slightly slim. So you know, we've got some great images of sharks on Google and stuff, so just zombie one of them up, you know. Maybe since it's underwater it's got like loads of bubbles and other stuff, perhaps. And maybe some more bubbles here and there. Just little scribbles for now. So we want to try and imply that this zombie shark is quite rotten, so you know, even some parts of the skin on the top that, you know, looks alright, we want to try and add like extra wrinkles and details, like it's really rotten looking. And I know if you want to have a look at Google again and see what a shark skeleton would look like, I had a quick look at it, and I think they have some like ribs, I think up there. I don't know if they have any, I haven't really seen it. It's different sharks, so just maybe have to look for that and try and get an angle on the physiology of the you know, the anatomy of the actual creature. Put that bit in shadow, that fin. Really rotten looking flesh and stuff. Really, it's just about building up the illustration and, you know, go from there really. See, once you've got that initial shape, you can add more detail and really flesh out your illustration. Maybe the fin, the tail fin is like got like some rotten parts to it as well. Don't be afraid of adding too much detail in, because I'm not. I go overboard with detail, and that's what usually makes an illustration really. Adding loads of detail, it just fleshes things out, and you can add like shadowing and things like that with ink pens. I'm just using a cheap gel ink pen here. You can use any ink pen, even a Baro if you want. you just have to work out when it comes to colouring, they're not going to like you know, bleed, or you know, the ink pens, or the when you put the markers over it, or the felt tips, or whatever you're going to use. But if you just want a black ink drawing, that's fair enough. You just do that. I think I've got where is it? Got a Jelly Roll pen. I think I'm going to put some white marks in the eye just to not have it totally black. So we're just adding finer details. But we can see our zombie shark coming together now. Is there a little bit of a swell in there? Maybe try and make more of that. If you make little accidental sort of shapes like that, try and make more out of them. So maybe at the colouring stage that'll become more noticeable. It's like a swelling or something, you know, like a swollen boil or something. I don't know, some kind of tumour or something there. On these videos I will be putting a reminder at the beginning to do, just to like pause the video, you know, because I've had a lot of people saying this isn't a how to draw video, you know, when I'm doing these, but it sort of is, you know. You can re-watch it, you can't just like you know, watch it once or twice and think, oh, you know, I ain't really learning anything. But this is just my way of drawing something, but hopefully it's useful. So you can pause the video anytime you want, you know. It's drawing stuff isn't like showing how to do something. It's like I just like draw, and then, you know, I don't really start by little steps, is what I'm trying to say, you know, like this is how you should draw it and all this, like, because there's images everywhere, you can just learn to draw from them, different things. It's just like the elements, like zombie, sort of rotten elements and things like that, you have to, you know, make up, but you can usually do that on over a drawing that you can copy off the internet. So I'm just referencing a picture off Google, like I said, so it's on my laptop at the moment, so that's what I'm drawing from. That was just to draw the shape, as you know, so you can just make things up. You know, if it looks cool, then it could be a good drawing. So obviously I haven't drawn too many sharks before, so it's probably not physiologically correct, if that's a word. Oh, I think it is a word, it must be, because I've mentioned it, but I don't know. I'm jabbering now, jibber jabber. Anyway, so you can see this drawing come together. I'm going to add a few more details before I colour this. So I just added a couple more details, just fleshed them fins out a bit more, added a few more little, just rotten details really, not much. So I'm going to start colouring these now. Colouring this, I mean, not these, it's only one shark. I've got Copic markers, I've got a Cool Grey 5 which I want to use for the top. Just go over it like that. I'm going to leave a white line at the top, just to give it a bit of style. Now I'm going to maybe leave most of that, because I'm going to add a pink to that, maybe like turn it into some kind of tumour growing through, I don't know. You can be quite sketchy about this, just laying in some colour, because some parts is going to be like pink, like, you know, there's some of the skin is just flaking away, and other stuff, so we can just make it up as we go along. And the same with the tail, we can recognise some fleshy bits, and the rest is all like a dark grey. We taper off some areas because I want to maybe blend that with a lighter grey. Maybe that's a good thing about using the brush tip of a Copic. You know, you can just taper it off and then, you know, blend. You know what I mean by taper is like press real hard and then you just taper it off lightly, so there's like light strokes there which you can blend into. You know, maybe with another a lighter colour. So I've added our first grey there. I think I want to add like a pink colour to certain areas. This might show up, I don't know. Don't worry if you go over some of the bubbles that I've drawn there, I can just white over them later on. You can see the pink really. In the mouth area there, might as well do all that pink and blend it up. And if you go over the teeth as well, it doesn't really matter because you can whiten them up last. Doesn't really matter. There's a lot of pink areas around the mouth because there's lots of, it's been biting a lot, you know, the shark. So it doesn't really matter, I'll pink all that as well. And just areas here and there. And the camera cut out, so yeah, just add in the pink areas like I said. Important areas there. Now I'm going to add the blood areas. Go back to the head. And just work out where the blood areas are going to be. Maybe the darker, you know, areas. Maybe just add some blood areas there. You can scale it back with some like pink colours and stuff like that if you don't want it too bloody. Maybe just have it looking like flesh or something. There's maybe some lacerations that you can add, you know, scratches and stuff. Maybe it's had a fight with another, you know, shark. Maybe a few around the mouth there. Yeah, maybe some on the tail. Bit of flesh there hanging off. Yeah. Maybe the eye's bleeding as well. Just add that. Some blood in the mouth. Yeah. I'll just get some like other greys and colours and things what we can add to it, and let's call that done. The two, I can't remember if I filled this one up. Yeah, there's a bit there. Maybe remember not to go over the red areas. Or you could go over the red areas, they'll just bleed a bit if you want to, but that's if you're using these Copic markers. I really need more colours of these Copic markers. I've got like a limited sort of colour set, so you can blend that further, like I said, when I've tapered the edges there. And it seems to blend it a lot better there, which is always good to do it that way. Let me just draw like light grey bits underneath, vary the colour a bit and just add extra detail, extra colours to it. You can blend some areas as well. If it's gone too dark or too streaky with the pen, you can just take them out. And really, that's about it really. That's all I can, really do on that. You maybe like do take the white pen and then you can add in like bubbles or something, but it won't go over that pen. That's another thing you gotta think about. Goes over Copics, but I guess you can't see that anyway, but you could use paint for that if you wanted. Yeah, so just be wary about what pens you use. I was worried about using a gel pen, but with Copics, but it was okay. It didn't blare that too much. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. A little a new video, proper new video for the new year. Drawing videos. I want to do more of these. If you've got any suggestions, then please let me know, because I try and do more of what you want. Even though I've got a list of suggestions that I asked for years ago, but we won't talk about that. I'll try and get around to them. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers now.